with our NBA Finals matchup. It's going to be a good one, B.
You got two young teams. They're deep, play with pace, defense, and for the Pacers, it's taken them 25 years to punch their ticket back to the NBA Finals. But, boy, did they deliver a knockout blow to those Knicks. Tyrese Halliburton, the Pacers looking to clinch the series against the Knicks, Game 6, Eastern Conference Finals. Hey, Pacers are up just 4. Beginning of the second half, but boy, they went on a 9-0 run to start that third quarter. Pascal Siakam with the 3. And then this is what they did. In transition is at their best. Siakam, the bucket, and 1. After the free throw, Indiana was up 13. Then Siakam again with the follow. You know, he led the Pacers in scoring in 2 of these 6 games. And then Thomas Bryant came off the bench, letting it rain from 3. 11 points in 13 minutes. He was 3 of 4 from distance. They were up 15 at this point. And it's Spicy P. The midi. Pacers up by 16. Then the final seconds here, the third. Knicks can't get it to go, and then the Pacers the other way. You know the Pacers outscored the Knicks by 74 points in transition.
That's what they do
in this series.
That's what they do.
To the 4th, and the Pacers, boy, they put the clamp on Jalen Brunson. Held him to just 19, but 5 turnovers. There's 1 there. Pacers up 14, and then Halliburton. I mean, great game by him. Takes it all the way to the rack, gets the roll. They're up 16. Siakam. Awesome. He was named the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Pacers blowing them up. They're up by 20.
No way.
Hallie, 21 points, 13 assists, 6 rebounds. Pacers get the win, 125-108. They're headed to the NBA Finals for the second time in franchise history and the first time in 25 years.
It means a lot. You know, this is a franchise that took a chance on me. Saw something that other people didn't see in me. You know, sometimes I think they saw more in me than I saw in myself. I love being a Pacer. You know, there's nothing like it, and this is a really, really special feeling for me.
Every single person on the team is just amazing person. Like, I mean, he's just a bunch of good guys. Outside of the talent that we have, you know, I just know that how connected we are. We won't stop. We won't stop. And when, you know, there's bad games and whatever the case might be, like, we're still going to be here. We're going to wake up every single day, head up, and we're going to go to work.
So now the Pacers move on to the NBA Finals, second time franchise history, joining the 99-2000 season when they were going to lose to Shaq and Kobe and the Lakers in 6 games. Pacers advanced to the finals in similar fashion as their first appearance. Both this season and in 2000, Indy knocked out New York in the conference finals in exactly 6 games. This time around, they celebrated the clinching win at home. And as for the Knicks, it's what was the most successful playoff run in over 25 years. However, the loss means the Knicks' drought without an NBA title now stands at 52 years and counting. Here's Jalen Brunson.
Sucks, man. Simple as that. It sucks. Eventually, yeah, we can look at stuff and see the positives, but not right now.
Unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we put ourselves in a position like that. And, you know, with the season on the line, you hope that we could pull one of those Knicks victories, Knicks games out where you're down in the 4th and you find a way to come back and win. And it just didn't happen tonight.
SGA playing like an MVP. The Oklahoma City Thunder are going back to the NBA Finals. Making big plays and big moments is what it's about. We're going to the NBA Finals.
Let's buckle up and get ready.
Overrate that.
Including both the regular season and playoffs, the Thunder have the best record of any team in the NBA since January 1st. The Pacers have the second best record over that span. The Pacers went 0-2 against the Thunder this season, losing by an average of 13.5 points per game.
Well, it is Sunday. That means it's fun day. So let's start things off. Back to the game. Check out this Pacers fan today. Look at the shirt. Big screen elevator, Charlie. Big screen elevator, Charlie.
That fits him perfect. He looks like a Charlie.
Look at his mood, bro.
Shake a mom thing. All right. Ahead of Game 6, actor and avid Knicks fans Ben Stiller commented on this video on X of Tyrese Halliburton entering the arena wearing all black. Stiller commented, "Good thing he brought his duffel bag for the flight to New York." Yeah.
Wrong
Halliburton after the game said, "Nah, it was to pack y'all up." SportsCenter with Scooby and Brian. Now the Pacers are Eastern Conference champs, and they are NBA Finals bound, but they won the game in the third quarter, y'all. Let's go ahead and recap. Early on in the third, they're up 10, and in transition, they ball. Nembhard to Siakam. That's a basket and the foul. Hold that. Siakam had 31, Indy up 13 after the free throw. Few possessions later, up 8. Nembhard finds Bryant for threes, please. He had himself a huge third quarter. Later in the third quarter, Nesmith finds who else but Bryant for the corner pocket tray. This man's had 11 off the bench. Pacers up 15, and then after the Knicks cut it to 7, defense turns into offense. Nesmith flushes it down on the other end, and that made Tibbs sick. Just look at his face. Pacers scored 14 off of turnovers in the third, and quite frankly, that's not how you win games. And then with under a minute left in the third, Halliburton finds Obi Toppin for 2+1. He had 18. The lead is 15. Final seconds. The Pacers are running off the miss, and Halliburton goes coast to coast for the slam jammer. He had 21 and 13. Pacers outscored the Knicks 34-23 in the third as they win it 125-108 to face OKC in the finals.
By the way, Pacers also outscored the Knicks by 74 points in transition in that entire series. By the way, our 13-year NBA vet, Quentin Richardson, is here with me, as well as our NBA analyst, David Dennis Jr., to break down the Eastern Conference Finals. Q, when you look back on Game 6, in your opinion, how did the Pacers dominate the Knicks in that game?
And just like I thought they would be, Rick Carlisle got back to the film. Him and Tyrese Halliburton got together. I knew that they would not allow them to pressure them up the court and take the fast break in the up-tempo style away from them. The Pacers got to their money. They got in transition. It didn't matter if they were scoring. They ran off of a score, off of a miss, off of a rebound, off of a turnover. They got to their gravy and got the pace up-tempo, and they got into that open court. Tyrese, second half, he seized the moment. Third to the fourth quarter, he took the game over and closed them out. And it was definitely done speedy and in transition. They kept the up-tempo. That was the key to the game for them, and they got it done.
Absolutely, Q. Not only on those when the Knicks scored, the Pacers took the ball out of the basket and were running off of those scores. They got transition points off of scores, which is extremely rare. But the Knicks didn't do themselves any favors here also. They were allowed 34 points off of turnovers against this Pacers team. Yeah. They were too lackadaisical with that ball. Over this course of this series, they were outscored on points off turnovers 140-61. You cannot win a series like that. And then beyond that, those defensive bad habits came back to bite the Knicks. That defense that got them back in the series betrayed them, especially in that fourth quarter. Tyrese Halliburton was coming off of those screens. Cat was nowhere to be found. Those floaters were falling. The alleys were falling. They ate that defense up. And we can't go forward without talking about Nembhard and his defense on Brunson. I can't recall the time I've seen somebody get cooked for a whole year against Brunson and then come back in one game and shut him down. He deserves a lot of credit, too.
And forced 5 turnovers against Jalen Brunson. All right, so now the finals are set. We got the Pacers, we got the Thunder. It all starts off and tips off on Thursday. When you look back at OKC playing the Pacers, Q, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander put up nearly 40 every time he played the Pacers. Do you see that continuing in the finals?
Absolutely, man. I mean, when you look at the team they just played, Jalen Brunson pretty much had his way. I mean, David said it. He had a struggle game last night at 18. But Shai is the MVP of the league. He presents a total different challenge than Jalen does. He's a bigger guard. He scores in different ways. He's an obvious more efficient and higher points per game scorer than him. So I don't see Shai having the same type of issues. I think he has the size advantage, and I think he will score at a very high clip in this series.
What's even more alarming, by contrast, Halliburton's averaged 11 points against that Thunder team, including one 4-point game against them. That Thunder defense is no joke, which means that the Pacers have to find a way to get in transition the same way they did against that Knicks team. They need to force turnovers. They need to be precise. They pass. They need to be chaotic. Because if you get caught in that half-court offense trying to score against that Thunder team, they will lock you up and shut you down. I think there was going to be a jarring realization when this Pacers team goes up against the Thunder. They have not seen a defense remotely close to this anytime in the playoffs. This is going to be an uphill battle for them to get points on the board.
Obviously, Indiana, huge underdog to OKC. But the interesting thing is both of these teams are young, both play with pace, both are focused on defense. We'll see what happens. Game 1 is Thursday, 8:30 Eastern on ABC. Q Rich, Double D, thank you.